All right, so let's jump right into it. try to knock this Mando
this is the way
premiere out. Yeah.
Mhm.
So we are talking Mando season 3.
Season 3.
Season 3, episode 1. It is the premiere. It all comes back. We got Mando. We got Grogu. We got some of the best Star Wars stuff we've got in years. Oh man! So right off the bat, what do you guys think? Start off with Derpy, and then we'll go around the horn.
Okay.
What do you think, Derp?
Take it away, Derpy.
Honestly, my response may shock you.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was just okay.
Okay.
Because of the tone.
Mm-hmm.
From
so I know you said that when I was. So I know you were in chat, but like you're like tone. I was like, what? I didn't get that because when you said that I didn't watch it yet, and after watching it, I thought about. It, I was like, I'm like, okay. Well, what do you mean by like you didn't like the tone?
It was too Disneyfied and very family friendly, even though it was the aspect of the show is family friendly. It was from its previous seasons. The tone was very, very lighthearted.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh man, there you go. You got somebody agreeing with you. First episode was boring. Okay,
and it was too short for a premiere for me.
That I agree with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. It was the shortest premiere. I think one of the shortest episodes in the series so far, too. So, okay. What about you, Brandon? Initial thoughts?
Yeah, the runtime was something that kind of that kind of detracted from the quality for me. But I did like kind of how right out the woodwork it kind of set a good potential tone for the rest of the season. It kind of hooked me in that regard. Originally, I thought the opening scene was like a flashback of some sort. But yeah, I like how it kind of jumped right into it. Liked the return of a lot of kind of practical effects with like a lot of the aliens and inhabitants of these planets and stuff like that. I did like that. So the practical effects I thought were just as on point as in previous seasons.
Mm.
I liked. I thought it was pretty well directed. Rick Famuyiwa, I think is how you pronounce his name. He's directed a handful of episodes throughout the season. And he's directed a ton of stuff that I like. Like he did The Wood, he did Dope, he does The Shy. So he's probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite, Mando regular director. So I thought, like from a technical standpoint, everything was really, really great.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was decent enough. I think hoping the rest of the season episodes are a little longer.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Exactly.
There's enough room. I still thought it was decent enough, but there is room to step its game up with the ensuing episodes of the season. And I hope it does.
Yeah. And then
I thought it was decent enough.
Okay. Before you go, Brian, real quick, Perp said the return of Mandalorian episode should have been the first episode to the season. That would have been a better premiere. You're talking about, I'm assuming the ones from Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And they should have just let Mando back in after they saved him. Like he saved him, he's like, he's still not part of the crew. Like,
why are you here?
Yeah, next time I live, yeah. It's like angry girlfriend. Like, I made you dinner. Still mad. Like, shut up. Saved your life. All right. What you think, Brian?
See, I'm a little bit different. I believe when you're going through a series that's going to be multiple episodes, that you can't just start with a bang. I think sometimes you need to ease us back into the story, remind us what the story is, remind us what the relationships are. I like Carl Weathers. I thought he was good in this episode. I thought that was good. Setting up a storyline. So because when you have 3 seasons, you can't just like jump right into just there's action everywhere, craziness all over the place, Darksaber everywhere. No, you have to introduce everybody just like it was at the beginning again. So I didn't mind that again, and we need to know which way he's going to go. I don't necessarily agree with with Din Djarin, like why is he going back to Mandalore. I don't necessarily agree with any of the stuff that is going on, but at least I understand where the story, and they're setting up a story to get us from point A to point B. I think and they do that the best out of all the shows that at Disney Plus. They set up the story and then let us know where we're going, and we understand when the story turns because of how they set things up. So that's why I'm okay with exactly what it was. My only complaint is that if you do those things, you give us 2 or 3 episodes. You don't just give us one. Episode 1 is fine, but don't just give me one. Give me 1 and 2, and so we get to some problems. Let's see some action. Let's understand. Let's see my favorite character doing my favorite things. If you do that, then this is good. We'll knock it out of the park. But I understand it's underwhelming for some people. But I didn't mind it. I just wish we had more.
Yeah. I feel like they're getting into this routine that might be a little too predictable for some people because they've done this all 3 seasons now. Here's the big problem.
I can predict the rest of the season if you want me to right now.
Well, yeah. I mean, exactly. I mean, they predicted the big problem, right? He needs to go to Mandalore to redeem himself, right? That's going to be the big problem we see towards the end. And then there's the little problems that he has to solve to get to the big. So it's like, what's today's problem? What's this episode's problem? So now he has to fix blah, 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 and then after that, now he's got to do this to go do that. So it's like, it's like almost like a video game almost. It's like, like you have to do this to go here. Then you have to find this to go there. Like you have to, you're unlocking the next step to get to the ultimate goal. And sometimes it's a little too predictable and very, according to a formula, we got to go this, and this, and I hope they don't continue that. I hope the whole him redeeming himself happens fairly quick and they get onto something more interesting, more interesting.
I think he doesn't redeem himself, or
I don't think
he realized that it doesn't matter, and he realized
doesn't matter.
That Bo-Katan was right from the beginning, and he's being stupid. Because that's what he is. He's being. I'm agreeing. I'm starting to understand. It's a cult.
Well, there's a cult. They act like the Watch are not the good guys. The Watch are like the Nazi Mandos. It's like the Watch are not. If you go back to watch Clone Wars and Rebels, well, not really Rebels, but Clone Wars, the Watch. Was it like Dark Watch or Black Watch? What is it called? And they just named themselves the Watch. They weren't the good guys, man. They were the guys doing a coup and trying to overthrow the government because we have to go back to all this old crazy shit. It's like they're not the good guys, and I think Din eventually is going to find that out. And then since he has a Darksaber, he's going to
rally everybody
together. I think that is what I want to see. But
that's I think the most important thing was when he went to Bo-Katan and she told you everything. He was like, dude, she's sitting on her throne and she's like, whatever, because she realizes she can't get everyone together. And she's just sitting there like, you're being stupid. These people don't care about you. They are literally a cult that's got you when you're young and you just can't see past what's in front of your face.
Yeah.
And he's going to realize it. And that's why I say, if you give me 3 episodes and all we got is him going through these steps, and then all of a sudden, episode 3, he starts to see that everything he was doing is stupid. Just the beginning of it, and that would have been, great. And then now we know the rest of the season is going to be in for a whirl. Everyone's going to be like, "What the hell just happened?" That probably been a better way to do it, personally.
Yeah. Like Perp said, he goes, I think it would have been more interesting a route for Mando if he just said, F it, I'm going to go do my own thing. I'm just going to be a rogue Mandalorian.
But he has to get there, though.
He has to figure out that he's like, I don't need to be part of the cult. He is a Mandalorian. It's just not, he's part of the Watch at this point. You know what I mean? It's like, and him having the Darksaber, I think, is going to be important to rally the troops or rally the world. But I think he's going to get to this planet, and I think he's going to find things out. That's what I'm hoping. But I don't know, because like Ken said, he agrees with me. There needs to be a curveball, and I hope they set up hey, we've done this before, so get ready for the same for season 3. And I think once he gets to the planet, that's where the curveball is going to be, and then they're going to change it because he's already writing season 4. So I think he he doesn't need to play that game.
But now with Grogu, and now we know Ben is looking at Grogu as his son. That's like connection, right? So he's gonna see what they did to him and realize how terrible it is to do to a kid, and look at at Grogu and say, "What if they did that to you? How is this really a cult?" That's what's gonna open his eyes. He has a connection to something else, and that's gonna open his eyes to what they really did, and that's what's going to happen. And then we're going to get the real show. Now, what's happening now? But we have to get there. But instead of us getting there, give us all those episodes now.
They should give us 2. I'll give them. They should give us 2. I like the weekly. I like the weekly. Release. But I think they should have gave us 2 this week. Like
give me 3.
I agree.
They should have reminded us. This episode reminded us of all the characters and the relationships. But then the next episode is going to start the story. That should have been all in one day. But I don't know. I don't know any parts that you guys liked a lot or thought were pretty interesting. You got anything, Derpy?
Well, me, I'm gonna say Bo-Katan. I'm telling you, I love the way she did it. She was just like, "You're stupid," and I agree with her so wholeheartedly. And even the armorer, I hated her. Like, why are you? You just saved her life. There's no reason, like, for her to still be an asshole to you. Like, this is the way. Okay, whatever. Like, how about this? The way I'm gonna let you all die instead of saving your life. Like, what you gonna do now?
Yeah. He's done so much for his little cult, and then he f's up one time, and they're like, "Oh no." He'll be like, "All right, can I get all that Beskar back?"
Yeah, exactly.
Jackass. But yeah, what about you, Brandon? Any parts that you liked?
The opening scene, the opening sequence, I thought was great. The scene with the pirates and with the Mando and Carl Weathers' character, I thought was pretty fun. And I think those were my 2 standout scenes.
What about the robot? Did you like the robot? Him trying to bring the robot with him, or did you just think, dude, you've had so many other people that you could have been looking for?
No, I'm curious to see where they go with that. I'm curious to see where they go with that. Like, on surface level, I was kind of indifferent to it, but I did watch the episode more than once. But upon second watch, I was like, I am kind of interested to see where they go with that moving forward. Obviously, they're setting the stage for something with that.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to get the stuff for the robot and then realize that his journey is stupid, and then he's going to use the robot for something else. And but then what was the point of giving us this whole episode with focusing on him? I think the pirates are going to be really interesting because they're going to be now following him throughout the galaxy.
Yeah, that's another part of the mission. Now you got to do these missions, but now you got somebody chasing you the whole time. So it's so much. It's just it goes by the formula, and I hope they stop that early into the season. But the pirates look good. I thought that besides Swamp Thing, I thought the rest of the pirates looked pretty good.
Yeah.
Pirate Swamp Thing was a little much. But I mean, I'll probably get used to him too. But the guy with just the makeup and mask and stuff, I'm assuming it was mask. It looked practical. It didn't look CGI. I thought that was pretty good. But yeah, that was good. I mean, I like Carl Weathers. What's it? I don't even remember what his name is. He's like, "Oh, I'm having a brain fart." He's like, "Oh, I'm a good guy now, but I'll still kick your ass if you tested me, man." So
it's a Grief Karga. How the hell would you remember that?
I don't know. Derpy, you still there? He might have walk away for a second. But yeah, I'm trying to think of any other good parts. The one thing what you guys think about the space whales?
That was cool.
Yeah,
it's a cool shot.
It was fun.
It was a cool shot. They looked cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't bother me, I guess.
Yeah,
they're getting ready.
I was like, oh, that's.
Yeah, go. What did you say?
I was like, oh, it was a pretty cool shot. That's really all I thought of it. I didn't really think a whole lot of it.
No, I did a lot because I'm like they are prepping us for the Ahsoka show and for her journey and for Ezra Bridger. You know, they because that's how Rebels ended. You know, him and the space whales went to Lightspeed. You know, and that was it. You know, so you know we're getting the space whales again. You know, so and it was kind of cool because it's like also Grogu saw them. You know, and he's so in tune with the Force and stuff like that, and you know. It's interesting. I mean, what if like we get a scene where it's the other side with the space whales, but Ezra is in there and he's looking at the ship. You know, like because the two Force people have a little connection. You know, they're like, "Hey, are you in there?" Like, "Hey, I'm over here too." You know,
that's pretty cool.
I don't know.
I like that.
I don't know. But it is 100% setting us up for
Ahsoka. I think that's all this was about. Really, you know,
what's that?
Giving us setup for Ahsoka. I think we're going to see a lot of things, a lot of little details that this is going to go with this exactly.
Yeah. I mean, he came out. Favreau came out and said that it's all going to be connected. You know, we're getting Skeleton Crew sometime soon, and that's going to be in the same time frame. So I wouldn't be surprised if that wouldn't be connected. Also, can you imagine Rosario Dawson? Pedro Pascal and Jude Law, and Jude Law all in a scene together, like like this Disney flaunting their money. They're like, we're paying everybody except for a CGI guy,
except for CGI people,
except for CGI. Yeah.
No, I mean, I thought this was good. I mean, I think it was a good start for me, but I wanted more. I think that was a mistake. It's a misstep. They should have given us a little bit more. But maybe they're trying to not give us too much, and they're finishing a Bad Batch. And watch some more Bad Batch. What do you whistle for that? And no one's doing that.
Yeah.
All 4 people that watched that episode.
Yeah, you watch Mandalorian 4 times and then you turn on Bad Batch by accident.
And it's like, who put Bad Batch on here? Crazy.
Where's the remote?
Exactly.
Yeah. Derpy, when you come back on, let us know. And what Perp said, what if for the opening scene is if you saw the creature being lifted into the air and then it comes crashing down, you see Mando stab the creature in superhero pose with Grogu on his shoulder. I'm assuming like with the dark saber.
Dark saber is the only way you can do that. Yeah.
Well, doing the whole pose, with the saber facing in the air kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're gonna get that, but I don't think we're gonna get it right now because we haven't seen the dark saber again. So I think it's gonna be, they're saving it.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, it was a cool opening scene. At first, I thought it was a flashback for a second. I'm like, oh, is that little boy Din? Like when he first takes the oath, and then I probably would not have made sense because all the other people were there currently that he's been with. So, but
I was like, man, she's been in that mask for a long time.
Yeah, I was curious to see where they were going with that. Like, my initial instinct was to think that it was a flashback.
Yeah. Oh, we got Babu Freak, the best thing. I'm so excited. That was the best thing. It was like, we're gonna take one of the cutest things from the sequels, and we're gonna take our cutest thing, and we're just gonna have them hug it out. It was like, that was my. And then he's talking to I don't know if it's Babu, but he's talking to the Babu Freak thing, and he's like, I don't understand. And then Carl Weathers is sticking his head out. He goes, he said this, and it's like, it's like bad English, He's like, I get it. I know what he said. I thought that scene was cute. But one thing Derpy said is it was very family friendly, which this episode was definitely very
I'm hoping that it gets a little bit darker. That it gets a little bit more serious.
Yeah. Well,
that's what we need though. We need some more. I mean, this is the show that's saving Star Wars. I mean, it's hard having, can you have a filler first episode? But it's real, and you know what it's doing. It's setting up.
Setting up
everything. But if you're doing that, if you're gonna have a setup one, then give us another one that's gonna give us the start of the journey. That's all.
Yeah, or just a longer episode. You know, like give us a longer episode or give us 2 episodes, one or the other. Brandon Davis said, at this point, it's just too many iterations of Star Wars for me. I love Star Wars, but I just can't keep up with them. There's some that you should and some that you shouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone should make a guide.
Yeah. This is good.
It's a big
Star Wars.
It's a big universe.
It's not.
Yeah. 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 And they're already talking like also like Jon Favreau came out recently and said that Grogu was with Luke for 2 years. So,
oh wow, no one knew that. Really?
Yeah. Can you say that somewhere in the show? Yeah. Like, please, because 2 years is a long time. I mean, that's longer than Luke had with Yoda.
But Luke only had what, a couple of months with Yoda.
I think he had 1.5 years or so, like after his hand got chopped off. It was like it was like 1 year to 1.5 years after that. Before he died, or Yoda died. Spoiler, I guess. But
he died.
What? Yeah. But yeah, so I'm like, that's a long time to learn under somebody.
Training with Yoda.
I think in Empire. Yeah, in Empire he was only with him for a little bit, but then in Return, in that whole beginning part, yeah. But yeah. I don't know. Any bad things? Anything you didn't like, Brandon?
I wouldn't say there was anything at this point that I necessarily disliked. I do understand, some of the complaints about it at this point, but you guys know me, especially with the way seasons open. I'm pretty. It's a point of personal pride that I'm pretty patient. So
say it, Brandon, just for one time for us. Say slow burn one time.
I can't really say that when it comes to The Mandalorian because it's always hooked me, as opposed to Andor. But that's a complete. I could go on about that for hours if I wanted to. But no, I thought it really hit the ground running. And we're versed enough with The Mandalorian that we know we kind of know what to expect. I think they've always kind of done good, kind of grabbing our attention from the get go with each with each season opener. So
yeah, I
think I gotta I do see what people were saying with it being like a little more family friendly in comparison to other like season openers, but I was fine with it overall. Yeah. It's not my favorite episode. I thought it was really well directed. I just when it ended, I'm like, it did its job.
Yeah, it's set up. It's set up like what he's gonna do going forward. In the next couple episodes, he's got to find the chip, then he's got to bring back that, and then once he does that, then he can do this, and it's kind of, I just hope that formula doesn't last however many episodes we get. I don't know, 10.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, Bad Batch is Star Wars. Yes, they haven't really said how it ties it. I mean, it is, but it's not part of the main canon. At least not yet. Not yet.
It might bring.
I guess. Yeah. I mean, I guess Mandalorian isn't part of the. Well, I guess it is part of the main canon because it has Luke in it. So, but. Yeah, I don't know. It was a good episode. I know Derpy wanted to talk about it, and I don't know what happened. We spent too much time. When anyone entered the screen from the bottom. The which one?
When you saw the
we're having a brain fart.
The ship when it came from the bottom. Like, let me see if I can pull it up. Bring it to you.
Whose ship? The Mando ship?
Yeah.
I'm just going from the bottom. Oh, during the fight in the asteroids?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And that's another thing. I'm like, I don't know what's going on with his ship. It's cool, but it's a hot rod. Where I'm like, you had an RV where you lived in.
Yeah.
You lived in it, and now you have a seat. That's it. You have a seat, and then you have a little spot for Grogu in the back, I mean, that was super damn cute. You know, where Grogu comes and goes under his arm and stuff like that. I mean, this episode had a lot of cuteness, but I think it's also part of the relationship, though, right? I mean, he's it's not cargo. It's like you're a loved one. You're like my son.
Yeah,
now, right.
Yeah, that's how I look at it.
His son.
Yeah.
It's him being Ellie.
Ellie. Yeah. Ellie. I mean Yoda. I mean Grogu.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Here I got mine right here. Oh, he's great because of my green screen. What is my Bop It version? But yeah, I don't know. It was a good enough episode to set it up for the beginning. I just wish I got more. I think that's the one thing I hear a lot is I hear people saying it was boring. I don't know if it was boring, you know, but I don't know. It wasn't bad. I'm still excited for what's coming up. You know.
Oh yeah, of course. Same.
Yeah, like I want to see once he goes to Mando.
I need him to see when he sees it's the Mandalore. It's going to be very fun. I want him to have this character arc, but I want to get this first part done quickly so we can get off the same stuff, the same storyline. I want us stop. All right, I'm gonna do this part, and then someone's gonna say, "Go get this," and I'm gonna go get this, and they're gonna say, "Go get that," and I'm gonna go get that, and they're gonna tell me, "Go get this." Like, and then we gotta go back all the people, and then we get to there and then realize it was unnecessary to do it in the first place. That's just not. It's an imperfect way to do these stories over and over again. I don't want that.
Yeah. That's what I'm afraid of. He needs to get the chip, right? So now, in order to get the chip, he's got to go somewhere, and they're like, "Well, you want the chip, so you have to go do this thing for me." And then at the end of the episode, it was like, "Well, we don't have the chip, but you know, we can tell you where it's at." You know, and then it goes and then the same thing, and you know, how many episodes is he gonna take to find whatever chip? You know what I mean? Like, you know, that might be frustrating after a while.
So like, it's funny because I was looking something about the N1 before, and so the N1s basically makes you feel like Mando is more like Luke Skywalker. See, if he was in the big ship that he was in before, that's more like like Chewie and Han Solo.
Yeah, and the Falcon.
In the Millennium Falcon, but the N1 gives you more of that Luke Skywalker feel. So,
in the X-wing, yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
I guess.
The N1
but also like
X-wing.
Luke had a home. You know, he can go somewhere and, you know, be around friends and family, or he didn't know at the time family, but you know what I mean. You know, but like, you know, he can go somewhere and be safe and comfortable and chill. You know what I mean? Like right now, we're Mando. I mean, he's got the place back on.
He has places anywhere he wants to go to. He just chooses not to right now.
Yeah,
and all of them are asking to be this. You'll be this, be this, be this. You know, and he's choosing not to and being stupid. And that's what we're gonna get to. You know, realize how stupid he's being.
Yeah. But I trust Jon Favreau. He's a good storyteller. So, and if he's already writing season 4, so he already knows where things are going. You know what I mean? So, you know, and him and Filoni's doing Ahsoka. You know, I mean, Filoni's still part of Mando as well. So I think everything's gonna tie in pretty well. It just wish it was quicker. I don't know. Maybe that's just us being impatient fans.
It's all about us being impatient. That's all this is.
Yeah. I don't know. Anything else, guys? I know it was a little bit shorter, but
it was
not much happened.
40-minute episode. So yeah, 25-minute review. That's it.
Yeah. Anything else, Brandon?
Pretty much it.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
I just hope the tone is better than this previous episode.
Yeah. So
because it was very Disney-fied, I'll say that.
It was, but also I get it. I get why it was. You know, because you have to change the relationship to assassin and cargo to father and son. You know, so I just, you know, Grogu spinning on the chair I thought was adorable. You know, him grabbing the candy, like he's like a kid with a toy. He's like, oh, I can do this thing. Look, you know, candy. You know, and then like he just loves Babu Freak. He's like, wants to hug him. I was like, this is awesome.
He's a new toy. Look at it. Like,
you know, so you know, but it was a little more safer. You know, I mean, minus the part of killing the pirates, but yeah, I think we'll
get 8 episodes in this one, huh?
Wow, that kind of sucks. So 2 months worth of stuff.
Yep. So we'll be done by April 19th.
Okay. So I can see why maybe they didn't want to do 2 episodes because
they only have so much.
They only got 8.
If you got to do that, then you got to give them more filler.
Yeah. They could have made this one a little bit longer, 15 more minutes longer. So anything else, Derpy? I think you were away for a little while. Anything else before we call it?
No, I'm good.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, this is gonna be our normal Thursday show. You know, we're gonna do Bel Air. If you want to stick around for that, and then we also are gonna do Mando for the next probably 2 months for both shows, really. So But I think that's it for this one. Thanks everyone in chat. I know we had Perp and Brandon and Chill and Profess, the film fan. Kick in. Yeah, thank you. For hanging out. I know it was a little later than we usually go. Because usually by now we're BSing.
Yeah.
But we did that. We did the BS a little earlier than normal. But
are you looking at me when you say that?
We can make Brian the big screen. But that's the fun of doing it live and stuff like that. Yeah. But cool. If you're watching our replay, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, let us know what you thought about Mando season 1. Did you not like it? Did you think it was boring like Again? Did you think it was too family friendly like Derpy? Or are you somewhere in between? But leave a comment, let us know.